Huygens principle. This is very important topic. Let us understand about this. Every point on a given wavefront act as a fresh source of new disturbance. Okay, every point on a given wavefront act as a fresh source of new disturbance called secondary wavelet, which travel in all the directions with the velocity of light in the medium. Now let us first understand the first point, that every point on a given wavefront. Now we have studied that wavefront is the continuous locus of the particles at which particles are vibrating in the same phase in a given time. Okay, so basically these are the locus of the disturbance, locus of particles which are vibrating in the same phase. So we have made this, suppose this is a plane wavefront in which the rays are coming from infinite source and parallel rays are incident over it, and this is the continuous locus of that particles. Okay, now every point on a given wavefront, now we will consider any point, point 1, point 2, point 3 and point 4. Suppose this is a given wavefront which is known as primary wavefront. Okay, primary wavefront. So every point on a given wavefront act as a fresh source of new disturbance. Means since this is also vibrating, this is also vibrating in the same phase in a given time, so it will carry a disturbance which will be transferred to the next particle. Okay, and that disturbance is known as secondary wavelet. Why this is known as wavelet? Because this light is in the form of wave and this is carrying energy which is being transferred to the next particle. Okay, and which travel with the in the all direction. All direction means in this direction also and in this direction also. Now next is the surface touching these secondary wavelets. Now let us consider these are the secondary wavelets which are produced by the disturbance due to these particles. So a surface which is touching these secondary wavelets is known as new wavefront, which is known as secondary wavefront. Okay, so now the question is how to draw these secondary wavefronts. Now here we have considered the particles 1, 2, 3 and 4 on the primary wavefront. Now we know that these particles are vibrating in the same phase with the same speed in a given time t. So considering that the distance traveled by these particles is c into t. C is the speed of light in a given medium into time t. So c into t distance it will travel in a time t. So by considering that c into t is the radius, we can draw a circle. Okay, we can draw the circle which is touching these points. So this distance is ct and this is also ct. Similarly, these wavefronts are also, and these also, all these are touching. If I draw it more clearly, so if I draw these circles, one particle, second particle, third particle, since it is sending the disturbance in all directions. Now if we are talking about a single particle, so it will be sending disturbance in all directions and the distance is c into t. Now these particles at these points, these are known as secondary wavelets, and if I draw a surface touching these secondary wavelets, this is known as secondary wavefront. So this is the Huygens principle, that every point in a given wavefront vibrate in the same phase, carries the disturbance, and the next point is known as secondary wavelet. And when we draw a surface touching these secondary wavelets, what we get? We get the secondary wavefront. This principle is of huge application and can be used to find out the reflection and refraction phenomena in case of different surfaces. Let us now discuss this in the next videos.